Dear human being, beloved soul, I welcome you to my podcast series, Conversations with the Universe. After a near-death experience, my perception of our human existence changed profoundly. I became more sensitive, with all our known senses. I feel more intensely, see people with different eyes, and often take a different perspective on life and our challenges. In my books, I share these altered perspectives and all the knowledge that has flowed through me since my near death and thus record it. For all those who are searching for something more, for the meaning of our existence here on Mother Earth. And it is now a great pleasure for me to share this knowledge with you in this way as a supplement to my books. This season I am dedicating myself to my very first work, the basics of being. I wish you many wonderful insights on your path. Thank you. Love.
First, a quick note about my network, Spine. This is short for the Spiritual Network and is the first global social media network for holistic knowledge, awareness, spirituality, and above all, a bridge between providers and seekers. I invite you to join us and connect with me there. Feel free to look around, find lots of podcasts, events, healers, but above all, lots of inspiration to grow. It's free. But now let's start with today's episode. One tool that I have never found formulated or described as such in this world is accuracy. People underestimate how important it is. For me, it is one of the most important tools in life, because inaccuracy can poison your entire actions like a virus. You will encounter inaccuracy most extremely wherever fear and uncertainty prevail. This is usually the case in interpersonal relationships. Accuracy is the pinnacle of communication. Just as accuracy is indispensable in scheduling, it is also essential when making agreements with your partners at work and at home. Accuracy is not only a question of communication with other people, but, as always, also with yourself. For example, it is a form of inaccuracy when someone does not know exactly what they want to be and then starts a course of study that they complete half-heartedly and without enthusiasm. At the end of such inaccuracy, in recognizing your truth, you are left with two paths. The first path, either you have become so accustomed to the fog within you that you no longer notice it. Then it is very likely that your body will respond to your inaccuracies with illness, because the sum of decisions against the impulses of your heart will, one stone after another, build a shaky house that in the end cannot withstand any shocks. Then the house of your life will collapse faster than you can react. Every decision shapes the next challenge. Once you have strayed from the path of your heart, it becomes difficult to break out of this sequence of decisions and demands. And that is exactly where illness begins, because that is where the joy of life has been lost. The second path. You will realize what your true calling is, but unfortunately, you will have lost an incredible amount of precious time that you can never get back. Then it is important not to lose yourself in sadness or even anger at yourself, but to be grateful for the insight you have gained, albeit late in life. Both paths rob you of strength, but above all of valuable time. Therefore, be precise in everything you do. This also applies to your career choice. It's your life. So take the time to find out what you really want, and then your path will be successful. It's never too late for this insight, because it's never too late to live authentically. When you come into contact with other people, choose your words as carefully as you can. Moments of imprecision occur when people say things they don't mean, and then regret it. But even with every single word, your consciousness begins to communicate. And the more aware you are of this, the clearer, more purposeful, and more precise your communication with the world becomes. Accuracy is linked to the alertness of your consciousness, but also to your strength and courage. Accuracy is linked to concentration. The better a person can concentrate on something, the more accurate they are. And accuracy is also a question of dedication. If a person wants to concentrate well on a goal, an object, or a thing, this concentration requires dedication on their part. No distractions, no superficiality, no loveless actions make it possible to be truly accurate. Accuracy is the result of a decision within you. And as you have often read here, this is closely linked to free will. The more conscious a person is, the stronger their potential for free will. Furthermore, you must know that although accuracy can be a key to success, it also carries a danger, the danger of stagnation. Accuracy will guide you more purposefully, without great loss of energy, and therefore faster and more successfully. That is the gift of accuracy. Your work here in the world likes it very much when you are accurate, but people do not always like it. Accuracy can frighten others, causing them to turn away from you. It can be exhausting and slow you down. And then accuracy can also make you lonely. Accuracy challenges others to be accurate as well, but not everyone is on the same path as you. Accuracy can put pressure on other people, push them to the limits of their consciousness, and thus achieve exactly the opposite of what you actually want. Accuracy promotes conflict because it is so clear, and clarity is not popular with everyone. Some people prefer to continue living the illusion. If you encounter such a person and demand accuracy from them, it can mean that their entire illusion collapses. And that is where the fears of people who have settled into inaccuracy begin. In the end, you will realize how few people are really precise and, above all, want to be. Therefore, you must use this tool with incredible sensitivity. Be precise in everything you do, but stay in the flow of life. If you notice that your precision is causing time to slip through your fingers, then you have reached the point where you need to broaden your perspective. Precision lies exactly between two extremes. One extreme is inaccuracy, which will cause you a lot of trouble because, mostly due to lack of time, superficiality, and lack of dedication, you have rushed through certain important issues and things far too quickly. The other extreme occurs when you linger too long at one point or place because of your precision. There are people who sign contracts without reading them carefully, and there are people who get married without ever having discussed their future together in detail. If you want children, for example, communicate this in advance, and not just the fact itself, but also when. What exactly do you want your future to look like? If you don't want children, then your partner would certainly also like to know this. Precision is one of the most important tools in everything you want to achieve in this world, and it should be part of your thinking and feeling before you take any first step. Part of every moment you live. Make it your sister, but don't let it take over you. Therefore, always look at everything you do from a different perspective. This will give you foresight, and that will give you the necessary distance. Don't forget the two poles and try, as far as you can, to be in the middle of these two extremes, but exactly in the middle. Let's summarize. Have the courage to be precise. Precision will bring you success in your work here on earth. It is a tool, but not your goal. Therefore, be mindful and vigilant that accuracy does not block you. You are the creator of your life, and creating means letting flow. So be precise, but when the flow of life begins to pull at you, surrender to it again, and let go of what you were just looking at closely. Thank you very much for listening, and I would like to remind you to join our community Spine. We are a community that wants to help you live a healthier life, practice your spirituality, and expand your consciousness. We help you find and connect with healers around the world, and we help you give your life a new meaning in different ways. We are Spine, connections that help.